Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Academic Answers podcast, where we answer the questions from our blog, from our email list, and the work we do on social media. We come out here and we connect in the personal development space, and we help people and we share ideas and the concept that helps each one of us to live a better life. A better life meaning a life of happiness, a life of abundance, a life of wealth. A rich life, not rich only with money. Of course, money is included. We're not insecure about money, but rich with quality of life, health, wealth, happiness, contribution, service, and excellence. We believe that all of these things are inextricably linked. It's a package that you get onto when you think about wealth. And if you try to skip over some or accumulate one and leave others, or not trying to build the cluster of stuff that you need, then inevitably you will fail. It will be a success, probably success, or money without fulfillment, or achievement without fulfillment. It's like a cake. We know that probably the flour is the most important ingredient, or the main ingredient, but we understand that flour in and of itself, by itself, cannot make a good cake at all. There are more things that you're gonna need if you're gonna do a nice fancy cake and that tastes good. And I'm sure you can resonate with the cake topic. It's Christmas just past, the holiday seasons, and everybody have eaten a whole lot of that stuff and had a lot of fun. So today my question is, thank you for joining us. Thanks for listening to this podcast. This podcast is not about me. This podcast is about us. It's a group. It's a community that we are connecting to share ideas. And while faith cometh by hearing. So if we continue to feed our mind the correct information, then we will be able to come up with the correct judgment and the correct concepts and perspective that we need to move our life forward. One of the most ridiculous concepts that people who get poor results or who have poor judgment have is that they expect to reach into their minds and into their awareness and enlightenment that they don't have. So they run into problems, and they are trying to come up with solutions that they don't possess. They have not put in the work. They have not fed their mind the raw material to come up with, and they just sit there and they make the worst decisions. And instead of getting themselves out of problems or solving problems or getting results, they live most of their life creating problems for themselves and using the time to try and solve them, and they pretty much never solve them, because they always treat in the symptoms and they never get to where the thing really went wrong. So one writer said that if you fall, do not look where you fell, look where you slipped. If you fall, do not look where you fell, look where you slipped. Because where you slipped is a problem. Because sometimes we're doing the wrong thing. We're smoking a cigarette. We're spending stupidly. We're not investing in ourselves. We're not reading. We're not feeding our minds. And we're doing that for years. And we slipped up when we stopped doing that, when we stopped going to the gym. And then 5 years down the road, we end up with lifestyle diseases. And we're saying, oh, I went to the doctor today and he diagnosed me with diabetes, or the creditors are calling and now I'm broke and I'm out of a job and I don't know what to do. And we think that that's an event, but it's not an event. It's a culmination of a process, of a set of things that we did incorrectly, and now it's coming back to haunt us. So we must now start to understand that, look, we have to take a hold of our lives, and we have to know what are the correct ingredients to put into what we're trying to build. So the question is, what is the big idea of being rich? What's the big idea for rich people? What's the idea of living a rich life? And that is a really powerful question, because it's not complicated, and I'll just break it down in 2 points, and it's not this esoterical mumbo jumbo, and I might sound cliche when I explain some of the concepts, but it is so. Simplicity is key. Simplicity is key. We try to overcomplicate stuff that we think is not within our reach. So we are thinking that it is some magical process or some magical formula, and because of that, we probably find ourselves running to standstill, going around in a circle, just getting trapped into a cycle, and we're not really moving because we are looking for the complicated stuff. It's hard, but it's not complicated. Just like if I tell you walk 300 miles in that direction and you get to this destination. It's not complicated to put one foot in front of the other if I show you the direction. It is hard though, but it's not complicated. So it can be figured out. It just takes that time and effort and resources to actually get on and keep going, and then you eventually get there. You'll get to 300 miles. I don't know how long it will take you, but you'll get there because it's not complicated and you don't have to do any brain work for it. Not saying that living a rich life doesn't need brain work, but I'm just saying that explaining the difference between hard and complicated. Hard shouldn't be an issue because hard, everybody has hard. Hard is going to come to you one way or the other. You have to decide what is the result, the end result of that hard. After you have done hard, after you have gone through all this, what are you going to get? So some people are living a hard life, really hard life, dead-end job, working so hard, paying bills, not getting anywhere in life, getting sick, getting tired, getting broke, not figuring out stuff, and it's a hard life for them, mentally and physically, not going nowhere. Some people are having a hard life, building a business, building a career, raising quality families. So everything is hard. It's going to be hard for everybody. And you're going to be in pain, as Eric Thomas often say. So you might as well get a reward for it. So there's no copping out of hard, because hard will come. Hard will come at some point. Even if you're in a comfort zone or it's going nice and good, then hard will come, because that's how life is. One writer said that in life, you are either in a problem, just left one, or heading to one. It might not be so drastic for you, but studies have shown that most people have some catastrophic financial event or health event every 7 years. So you probably head into one if you're in that statistics, in the general statistics, or you probably just left one, and then 7 years again is not a long time. I'm not trying to be the bearer of doom and gloom, but I'm saying to you that life will come at you. Life does what life does. I don't know the reason. That's how life is. That's how it has been 6,000 years ago, and that's how I suspect it will be in 6,000 years to come. So, as I often say, Jim Rohn says that it's not about praying for less problems. It's about finding a way to build more skills and resources to handle your problems. Problems will come. This is life. So you have to prepare yourself for that. So pretty much, I was on the point of simplicity. Sorry for rambling on a little bit there, but it's not complicated. It's hard, not complicated. So what it is if you are trying to do anything in building freedom and building a rich life, the life that is rich must have a why. You have heard that 1,000 times. But the life that comes to something great, that comes to happiness, has to have a why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it connected to something larger than selfish needs, that your own desire? Is it solving a problem for the world? Are you taking care of children? Are you helping the world to do this better? What solutions are you bringing? Not only to your friends and to your gate and through your paycheck, but what else are you affecting that can continue to positively affect more people and bring better results and make this world a better place? What is your why? What is the larger vision for your life? Yes, you want to be a doctor. Yes, you want to be an engineer. Yes, you want to go into real estate. Yes, you want to be a designer. You want to be an entrepreneur. You want to sell this stuff. But what makes you want to do it? What is it about? What's inside you? Are you a lawyer but you really want to paint and show the world how art can bring love to communities? Are you a doctor but you really want to be an entrepreneur and spend more time with your family and design a life for them to go forward and live better? Are you a barber but you really want to be a mechanic, fixing cars, helping people to get better service, with their cars and solving problems in the automotive industry? Is what you're doing aligned to what means more to you? Because we all have something that means something to us. We all are created with some inclinations, something we're good at, some talent, something that makes us want to do it, and something that doesn't feel like work. And you would do it free, and you would do the process of going through that process for a long time without being paid or without it being able to sustain you fully. What is that? What is that why for you? And no matter how cliche it sounds, understand that until your why is big enough, until you're really true to your why and you connect with your why, then you will have a difficult time being happy and finding fulfillment in whatever you're doing. Because if you're chasing the money, if you're chasing the status and the notoriety, it ultimately catches up on you and it hits you mentally like a ton of bricks. The thing is that nobody will see your regrets, but those regrets are what cause people to take their own lives, because it's become so heavy. After all the frills of life has gone, when you have taken care of the survival needs, when you have taken care of the nice little everyday socially evident run-of-the-mill stuff of life, your bills are paid, you can go here and can go there, you still have to live with yourself. And if there's not something from within, that's why they say happiness comes from within. Look, put this thing together. Don't think everything is just being thrown out there by people who have done it. Look and think and analyze and make logical deductions for yourself. If what you're doing doesn't come from within, if there's not a fire burning in you for it, it will be really tough for you to be happy. You may never be happy. And that's what life is about. Life is about happiness. How do you feel good? How do you feel comfortable? How do you feel accomplished? How do you get to respect yourself? And the only way, there's one thing that gives you that, and that thing is within you. First thing. My last point on living that rich life, the big idea of being rich. So the first thing is living a rich life is your why. Your life must be connected with your why. Why you think you're here and what you feel inside you that you want to express openly, you want to bring to this world. Your freedom of expression. You want to change the way fashion goes and how people do their hair or whatever you want to do. What is it that burns inside you? And no, we'll do that another time, but I just want to let you know that now, this time, at this particular point in time in our history, when there are no gatekeepers when it comes on to entrepreneurship and getting yourself out there, releasing your art in the world, are the best times to do it. Now is the best time. So, what is that thing for you? The next thing I will tell you that is the big idea is, what are you working on creating? What do you want to create? Because without you creating something, then you will never be rich. Without you creating something, you will never be rich financially. So we have the why that takes care of the intrinsic aspects and make you feel good when you get there. But how do you get there? What resources will you have? Without the why, you will feel empty. Without creating something, your pocket will be empty. You're not going to have enough resources. You're not going to make enough money. You need to ask yourself, what is it that I am creating? When you create something and you create a system behind that thing, then that thing, depending on how well you do it and how well you understand it, which comes from the effort you put in and the time, you will be able to have something that can sustain you and make you free. Make you free to pursue the things that matter, and also to discover other things that you have within you that matters. Some people have never been exposed to the thing that really sets them on fire. And it's after they become free that they start to realize that this is what they want to do. Because they become free, they get exposed, and suddenly light bulbs go off in their heads and in their hearts. So what I'm saying to you is that every person who get financially free, every person who has money, every person who make a lot of money, get rich, get wealthy, created something. I don't care what you think or how you spin it in your head. Somebody must create something and a system to make that thing economically viable. I don't know what it is you want to create. So some people say, oh, well, I'm not an entrepreneur. What am I going to create? Well, you're never going to be rich. You either have to create an investment portfolio that's going to earn while you sleep, that's going to make money passive, that's not connected to your time. When it comes down to making money, you're going to create a business, you're going to write books. There's so many ways people have done it. You're going to, in any industry, a business in any industry, you're going to do some form of charity or work with some form of political organization. There has to be something that you manage to create out of what you do to release into the world that will serve you. I don't know anybody, and you can tell me, you can email me and tell me, loanmotivatorcar@gmail.com. Find me on social media and tell me how is it that you will become financially free without creating something. You have to have that thing that is going to do it for you, or a set of things, or that 50 things, or that 10 things, but something must be created. And a system must be created to sustain and grow that thing so that it can set you free. Because freedom is inextricably linked to happiness. If you're not free, you will significantly cut off yourself from the experiences of life that's going to make you feel fulfilled. So that's what you're after. You're after your why. So the big idea of being rich, the big idea of living a rich life, money, happiness, fulfillment, joy, service, freedom. The big idea is firstly to establish what your why is. Why are you doing it? Why do you want this? Why is it important to you? And secondly, what will you create that will serve you and the world and subsequently make you free? Give you that time freedom. Give you the options to put resources and time where you want to put it, when you want to put it, and with whom you want to put it. Otherwise, all your time will be spent in the modern world. All your time, if you have any ambition at all, if you're not in government programs and don't want to work and bum around and all that stuff, if you have any ambition at all and you have a family that you have to feed, all your time, all your life will be spent doing that. It's a 40-for-7 trade. You work 40 years of your life so that you can live 7. That is stupid. So that's not what you want to do. You cannot put off life for when you're finished, almost finished with life. So don't let them sell you on these retirement plans and schemes that makes no sense. That is telling you that you will live and you'll be happy and you'll be able to retire and you have money to travel the world or some crap like that, or to sustain yourself when you're 65. The average age people live after retirement is 7 years. You will die. What you want to do, you want to live now. And you want to find a way to not be caught up in the rat race, in the matrix that have you doing that 5-for-2 trade every week, killing yourself so you can lounge on the weekend, watch Netflix, or go splurge, and then you go right back to it again. So establish those two things and get on your path. Pick your vehicle. In my next podcast, or one of these podcasts, I'll do, I think I have 6 steps. I don't know if I've done it on the podcast already. I'll just research. But how are you going to do it? So we'll discuss that on another time. Or if not, I'll tell you the podcast episode that actually I did that one already. So thank you guys. Always a pleasure. This is the Academy Answers podcast. Share this podcast with someone and reach out to me. Let me know you're out there. Let me know you're listening, and let me know that adding value, or I'm stupid, or whatever you feel I am. Appreciate your response and your comments, and I appreciate your support. This podcast is really growing. I'm so happy and thankful for you guys. Have a great one. Thank you.